Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the LWC sessions. So today we are going to cover about events. So basically, we are going to see how we can travel or transfer the data between two components if they are in relationship, like a parent-child or child-to-parent relationship. So let's start with that. So first, uh, suppose we want to pass data from parent to child. In that case, we need to use the @API decorator methods. As I have mentioned in the previous session, that @API is public decorator that we can use for the methods also. And another relationship is child to parent. So if child to parent relationship is there, in that case, we can use the custom events. So let's start first with the parent to child. So let me open the VS Code. Let me create two components here. Okay. So let me press again Control Shift P, just lightning web components, and here I can give a parent, like for example, it will be easy to understand. Parent component. Okay, and let me create another component also, like child component. So and also here we have one important thing, that whenever we are creating a component, so whatever name we have provided, suppose we have provided any capital character, in that case that we need to replace to the, during calling a component, we need to convert to the lowercase. In that conversion, all the characters, we need all the capital characters. In order to convert to the lower case, we need to give the hyphen. So for example, right now we have is parent. So for example, we want to use this child component to this parent. So in order to call that, c hyphen, as right now its child is small only, so the simple thing is, and after that component is capital, so for that we need to give a hyphen and small component. So let me save this one. Now let me first deploy the child component. So let me create, for example, as we want to expose this parent component, as child will be a child component, so we are not going to expose. So parent component we have to expose. So first we need to provide here true, and after that, as I mentioned, we need to give the targets. So for example, targets. So this one, now let me show you. So this is the site where we can see that where we want to use that component. So for example, I want to use this on record page. So I can just copy this, just paste it here, save, and let me deploy this component. Okay. Now for example, let me just put something here like CRM admin and just deploy it. Now let me go to the Salesforce here. And for example, I want to put my component on account or a contact object. So it looks like I don't have any contact. So I just created one component. In order to place our component, we need to click on this configure icon, and here we have edit page. Now we can search our component here. So we can see only the parent component is coming, not the child. We should not give unnecessary targets, otherwise it will be hard to find the component, as well as it will take time to load the things. So that's the reason. So we have just put at this. Let me save this one. It was to activate the page and all. So it will ask you, do you want to, or default, or you want to set something, like for example, I want to provide this for the system administrator. Oh, it's an application, so I can select the cells. Next, master record type, and here I can select the system administrator as a profile. So now it display all the configurable here. Now let me click on save. Now the activation is done. Now let me click on deck. So now we can see here we are getting the CRM landing. So let me create a card here. So in order to get the card, we can just go here, lightning card, go in this URL. So we can see, for example, we can just copy from here, just paste here, and just we can provide here like parent component, and a button is provided here, and here we can, instead of these, what we can do is let's create a box here. Okay, so let me create an input box. So let me copy this one. It's same as a normal HTML only, just we need to change the text. Okay, so what I have done is I have just created a input box here and a button. Okay, so button will be update to parent. Okay, so save, let me deploy this. Okay, so going to be deployed, and let me refresh. Okay, now we can see this card is here with the title and a button and input box. So let's go to the child component also. As we can see, I have called our child component here. So let me create here one variable, like a track type variable, which is a private property track. Okay, so let me create here. If we are creating any variable with the track decorator or without track variable, that will be a private property. Okay, so let me create here one amount or the product name. Okay, so for example, for now I can give a product name as Vivo. Okay, now let me create one more method here also. For example, update product name, that let me declare as a @API. As I have mentioned that we are going to use this into the parent. So I just, for now, I just given like this. Now let me copy this one and just go to the HTML, and so now let me go here. So right now we can see it's coming as Vivo. Right now we haven't used here like a card or anything. That's why it's coming like this. For example, we want to use a card for the child also. So same thing we can do. We can remove these all other things. And here we can provide like child. Let me give a BR also, so we have some space between the parent and child one. Okay. Now we can see this is the child component, this is the parent component. Okay, now let me, let me, whatever amount I will enter here, that should be reflected to the here. Okay, so let me first go here, let me change to the number, this one. And also let me go to the child, and here let me change the price. Okay, like 100. Okay, let go. Now let me go here and just refresh. Okay, actually we have used the wrong variable name, that's why the price is not visible. Let me change that and just deploy again. So now we can see amount is 100. Now let me do one thing. Whenever I will enter any amount here, that should be reflected to the child component also. Okay, so for that, as I mentioned, we need to use the API things. So here we have one documentation, like whatever components we want to call, so that we can call like this. So first what we need to do is, whenever we are changing the value, so what we need to do is, we need to provide a on change here, handle amount change. Let me copy, go to here. So like suppose whenever I'm entering any value into the text box, that should be reflected to the child component. So for that we can use the event dot target dot value. Okay, so we can just copy a syntax from here, this one. Just so for example, we want to call the child component, so we can just copy simply this name, just provide that name here. And as we want to call this method, so we can just go here. Let me go to the parent and just give here. As also we want to pass the value, so as I mentioned, we can get value from like here. So let me show this one. Let me go to the child. So here whatever value we will receive will update to the this one. So any variable which we have declared as a global, that we have to use with the this keyword. Okay, so like whatever value will come, we will update here. Now let me go here. So now let me put here like 400. So we can see, and I'm saying this is a independent component, this is the another independent, but still when I'm changing the value, it's coming here. Okay, so whenever we are in relationship and we want to pass data from parent to child, in that case we can use the API decorator. Okay, now for example, let's take an example. We are on parent, we are displaying one product name. Okay, so for example, we are having one here like product name, this kind of things, product name. Okay, let me declare this one. As we don't want to use this variable outside, so we can simply declare a normal variable and just provide a like a product as um ABC. Okay, now let me save this one. Just now let me go here and just refresh. So we can see the product name is coming ABC and amount is like. So now let me create same thing. Let me create a text box into the child component, and whenever we click on a button, we will pass data to the parent. So it will be a parent to so child to parent relationship. Okay. So let me just copy and paste the same things. So just go here. Okay. So let me give you product name, and here we just provide a value like ABC for our initial value, and handle product name. Okay, let me create the same method into the JavaScript. Basically it's a dispatch event, we can say. Okay, so as we know, whenever we want to get or capture the on-chain things, we will use the event.target.value. Okay, now in order to use the dispatch event or a custom event, what few things we need to do. Okay, so first thing is, first we need to declare that event here. So how to declare that event? So basically first we need to write on, and we need to provide our event name in lowercase. Okay, for example, I'm giving my name as product change. Okay, it should be in lowercase. Okay, here we need to provide the method name which will be declared into the parent javascript. Okay, so let me give product handle product change. Okay, copy, and let me go here. Not copy. Event. So in order to use the dispatch event, we have this library here basically. So simple thing, this is the syntax that we have to use. So for example, dispatch and custom event, here we need to provide the event name which we have mentioned here. Okay, this we have to use into the child component. Okay, so let me go to the child component. Okay, now here we want to pass some like parameter also, because the whatever name we are entering, that we need to pass. Okay, so in order to pass that, we need to provide details like this. We can pass there multiple things also. Okay, so here just we need to give the comma details and whatever things we want to pass. For example, I want to pass event dot target dot value. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm creating an instance of custom event, and we are providing the event name which we have declared on the parent level, and it should be into the lowercase. And then we have just given a detailed things like it's a property, we can say. We can change also, it's not required that should be detail only. We can give any name, and here event.target.value which we are receiving or whenever we are changing any value into the text box. Okay, so now let me go into the parent and manage it. So as we know, our variable name is this one, so this dot is equal to event dot detail, as we are passing variable name as detail. So let me save this one. Okay, so now let me go to the child. So looks like product name, value is ABC, and here let me provide the text, as the product name will be text only. Okay, now we can see here it's ABC. Now let me change to the ABCD. So we can see it's automatically updating to the parent. Okay, so this is all about like we can say from parent to child. Okay, now right now we are actually what we have done is on the change or this one only we have updated the child component. Okay, same thing if you want to click on this button also, that also we can do. Okay, might be it's confusing that I have just given name is so let me change this one. Okay, but it will be the same. Okay, so we can see, let me change here, it will automatically update here. Suppose I'm changing here, it will automatically update here. Okay, same thing we can perform the button click also. So yeah, that's all about like parent to child and child to parent events which will use to travel the data. Okay, so for now we have explored like between the relationship how to pass the data. Okay, so in next session we are going to see if we are not have not in a direct relationship, in that case how we will transfer or travel the data. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching.